So there's a concept in Sikhism. It's called a Vandike or Vandashako. And that just means sharing with others. It's like literally, it means sharing food, like sharing what you're eating, but we apply it to everything, like sharing your resources.
Right.
And as tempting as it is to be individualistic, which I am too, and I think everyone is, and it's nice, you get to be your own person.
Right.
But in a community, to empower a whole community, I think we do have to come together. And that concept of like being generous with your time and your love and your home, your food, I find is very endearing. And that's something that I try to follow. That is something I bring from my culture to my life here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Our Lives Narratives. This platform will continue to bring the lived experiences of Albertans right here at home. And just so you know, every story that we share reflects the stories of immigrants, where they've come from, and where they're heading, and everything in between. So we hope that these stories will continue to inspire and motivate you. And also, we're trying to create awareness. So make sure to watch this entire episode and check out our other episodes. And I promise you it will be time worthwhile. Today's conversation will be centered around how culture impact the way we access healthcare. And also, in this day and age, we are seeing a lot of people with day jobs that are still pursuing their passion on the side. And eventually those passion becomes like a full-time career that they enjoy. So stay tuned for the rest of the episode. And for us to have this conversation today is my own colleague. So this episode is after my heart. We work on the same team. We're both registered nurses. So she is from Southeast Asia, specifically India. She's, I already mentioned, a registered nurse with about 7 years of experience in community care. And alongside nursing, she is also a hair and makeup artist. She's quite passionate about empowering others, whether through educating patients and families about their health or helping women feel beautiful and confident. So our guest is no other than Navreet Brar. You're welcome to our platform.
Thank
Navreet.
you so much. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Yeah. I'm excited to talk about nursing in the community and just being immigrant women and changing lives.
That's awesome. I'm excited for this conversation. And it'll be like a little chit chat at work for, some of it. So tell us a little bit about yourself and one thing you probably recall going back home.
I'm, like she said, I'm Navreet. I live in Edmonton. I'm a 32-year-old Punjabi woman. I work as a registered nurse in the community. I'm also a makeup and hair artist. Memory from back home. I just remember going to my grandparents' home and sharing food with all of my cousins, us just like all sitting together, sharing stories, playing house.
Yes.
And
Thanks for bringing back those memories because, it just jogged my memory too. Those are, beautiful times, right? When you're hanging out with your family, you're playing outdoors. Unfortunately, we don't see a lot of that here. Of course, our schedules, work, and life, the weather. So thank you for bringing back those memories. And I'm sure our viewers can relate to just growing up, being free, enjoying childhood. Thank you.
Those are the good times.
Yeah, for sure. So now talking about nurses. It's been nice working with you for sure. And I I find that we have a pretty good team, not to mention here,
Yeah.
but I don't want anyone to be jealous
Yes.
that's watching this episode that's, in another team, but we have a good team leader that's a role model.
Yeah.
So she kind of sets a bar for us. So Navreet, you've been in nursing for a while. What are some of the areas that you've worked in, and where do you currently work?
I started off in critical care. I worked at the ICU. I worked there for about 3.5, 4 years. This was around COVID times as well. So I was there and I learned a lot. And I always used to wonder how people ended up in the hospital. They didn't have any complex conditions, but they somehow got so sick that they were in the hospital now, like fighting for their lives. It just didn't make sense because you're young, you're naive. You're like, well, just take your meds at home, right? Why didn't you take them for so long? But then now I work in the community. I've been working in the community for about 3.5, 3 years, I think.
Okay.
And now I see it. I see how people live, the challenges they face, namely mental health and addictions and poverty, and health literacy is quite low as well in Alberta, I find. So there's so many factors. There's a multitude of factors that go into someone ending up in the hospital, being critically ill. So now I get to see the other side of nursing, where I get to do some of the upstream stuff. And I'm like, maybe we can prevent you from ending up in the hospital. Maybe you could stay with your family for a little bit longer. So yeah, the other side.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't have much acute care experience, but just going through my, my clinicals, I find now working in community. Well, my part of my background is long-term care, which is still like continuing care. You see that client-centered focus more. Not just what you read in textbooks. And I find in community, you see that firsthand. And also you see that interdisciplinary, in action, where you have a whole team. Like when we, want to do referrals, you have all like the system, of professionals that you're working with. So you're right. And there's a lot of factors, right? And of course, having to look after somebody in the community is way different than when they're in acute care. So let's drill down a little bit into home care, because that's where we're working right now. So, and especially for our, cultural background, the way we take care of our elderly, it's quite different. And I'm happy that we're having this conversation today, because we know our immigrant community can benefit from home care. So from your experience, what is home care all about? We can get started from there. What is home care all about? What kind of resources are available to us as Albertans?
So essentially, it's us bringing a little bit of healthcare and education into people's homes. Not necessarily doing everything for them, but allowing them, empowering them and their families to have their family members stay in the community, function in the community without having to give up all of their autonomy. Like they get stripped of their clothes, their identity, they're just in a hospital gown, and they don't have much freedom to move around either. So our goal is usually to support them and their families to function at a level that to support them meet their goals in the community, whether it's staying with their families or traveling with their grandchildren or whatever. We try to make those things happen before they get so ill that they have to be in a hospital.
Yeah, you're right. So I like the empowering part. We're in a society where we all have full-time jobs, right? It's not like back home where you always have relatives around. You can easily hire somebody that could actually live with you at home and provide support to our, elderly. So that is the healthcare AHS, is trying to support families, right? In a way that their loved ones. I mean, we're talking about seniors because that's our area, about home care. We have kids home care as well, right? To support these individuals so they can live independent lives around their families in a setting where it's conducive for them, basically, right?
Yeah, and in our cultures, like it's quite frowned upon to send away your elders or to a nursing home. Like
That's
it's
right.
really hard. And I see people struggle here because it's not like back home where one person can work and everybody else can just, stay at home and do all the things that need to be done at home, which is also a job. Staying at home is a job.
Yeah.
But financially, they have more support because of the cost of living or whatever the reason may be. And then here I find like people are doing those jobs. They do have to provide. None of us are billionaires. And then you have to care for the people that are getting older and they are less functional. So I also find that a lot of our immigrant community actually, they don't know about the resources that are out there and we don't know how to ask for help. This system is so hard to navigate. So I find with home care, it's easier because they can stay at home. It's culturally appropriate. We're happy to have our elders in our home, but also you get that guidance you get that oversight from like a registered nurse, from a social worker, from a PT, OT. So that's quite nice.
What is the criteria to access home care services? How is the referral? What is the referral process like?
It's actually quite easy. You just have to have a Alberta Health Services, just a health card number. You can refer yourself, your neighbor can refer you, you can refer a family member, your GP can do it. Usually we encourage it for people that have unmet needs. And if you are homebound, if you are not able to leave your home, which is a lot of our seniors or a lot of people with like mental health and addictions, or they are legally blind, or they have other issues that prevent them from leaving home in a safe manner. Anybody. So home care is accessible to all Albertans. You just have to refer yourself.
That's right. I like that. My friend, I think you mentioned that, right? Like neighbors, we've had instances where neighbors, did reach out to home care for their, So the resources of accessible, Google AHS home care, right? And you will have further details.
Yeah.
Oh, and also there is different, on top of the regular contracted agencies that AHS contract, there are other programs within home care as well that you want to throw light on.
I don't know all the details, but I will give you an overview. It's if you want to hire, again, like if there's a language barrier and you want to hire someone for the unmet needs of your seniors, you can. AHS will provide you a little bit of funding so you can hire out people that can provide that care, but also be able to communicate well. Because, us coming into homes where we may not speak the language of your elders, it's really confusing for them. And it is many of the things that we do, they're quite invasive. So it allows you to have people in your home that are aware of your cultural barriers and boundaries.
Right.
And they speak your language. So AHS can provide, there's a little bit of paperwork, there's a little bit of red tape.
Right.
But that's why we're here and we can help you out.
Yeah, so I guess the first step is if this information is new to you, the first step is making a referral.
Yes.
Right?
Continuing care access.
Right. And then you could speak to the case manager that's assigned to you.
Yeah.
And they can walk you through the process and they will explain to you all the other options that will cater to the needs of your loved ones. Now let's debunk some of the myths.
We won't do your laundry. We will not be washing your clothes. It is essentially for unmet needs, and they usually do have to do with your health. We don't clean homes. There are other very talented individuals that can do that for you, but there's misconceptions once you come into home care and you're like, yes, take over. It's like, we're just stewards of public health. We are here to enable you and empower you to stay at home with your loved ones, but we cannot cater to every single one of your needs.
It's supplemental healthcare, and we're not trying to take over what your family is already doing.
Yes.
It's like you said, it's more, we're there as a support to ensure, give you a little bit of ease, and just act as about extra support really, so that way your family can continue to live at home in some form of independent way, right? Awesome.
Another misconception is that we do have PTs and OTs, and some people think that PT will come every day and lift your arms for you and exercise for you. again, that's not true. We just provide you with resources. They'll give you an exercise program, but it is your and your family's responsibility to do those exercises if it is your goal to be stronger. Again, but you have all the autonomy and you get to make those decisions for yourself. We're just there to support.
That's right. I hope this information that's coming to you is relevant. And even if it's not relevant, maybe it might be relevant to somebody you know, somebody from your association or church group. So we're trying to share that there is home care resources available. If you want to know more, make sure to go to the AHS website so you can find additional information. And once the referral process is done, like we said, you or that individual and family can have further discussion with the case manager assigned to you. So if you're not already taking advantage of this important healthcare resource or service that's available, please make sure to look into it. I find, and we have discussed that this is quite important for our community. So you don't have to worry about the stigma around taking your loved ones to, there's factors that would lead to that. Yeah. But the goal is to make sure that they stay home as long as possible. Quality of life, right? Yeah. Giving. And your family, loved one is around, familiar faces, being in their regular, normal environment. So take advantage of this information. All right. So we are still talking about culture, right? Navreet and I share, there are similarities, between our culture. And one thing I admire about your culture, which I find I experience that as well, is that togetherness, that unity. But I find it's difficult, to bring that forward, based on the individualistic community that we find ourselves. There's a lot of great things about Canada, but that's one thing even us immigrants, some of us tend to lose that. So we want to talk a little bit about what your community is, how are you guys still able to keep that culture, forward, and you're still practicing that culture of togetherness here in Canada?
So there's a concept in Sikhism. It's called a Vandike or Vandashako, and that just means sharing with others. It's literally, it means sharing food, sharing what you're eating, but we apply it to everything, sharing your resources.
Right.
And as tempting as it is to be individualistic, which I am too, and I think everyone is, and it's nice, you get to be your own person.
Right.
But in a community, to empower a whole community, I think we do have to come together. And that concept of being generous with your time and your love and your home, your food, I find is very endearing. And that's something that I try to follow. That's something I bring from my culture to my life here. And we do see that in the community as well, our patients that have more resources, that have people that are generous with their resources with them, they have better outcomes. There is research out there. People that have more supports have better health outcomes, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so I try to bring that into my practice as a nurse, and then just as a person, as a friend, as a nurse even. Mm-hmm. There's another concept. It's called seva. And that just means selfless service, so without expectation of any reward or getting anything in return. And again, we talked about it. None of us are so rich that we can just work without being paid. Right. But I think taking that concept of seva into my nursing practice, I'm getting paid just the same amount as the next nurse, but what can I do? Can I go the extra mile to help another human being out that may not have someone else in the next 24 hours helping them out?
Right.
So I bring that into my practice as well. And I think that strengthens me as a person and as a nurse.
Yeah. That's nice. Selflessness.
Yeah.
You have to have that if you're in a career like nursing, right?
But you have to set boundaries too.
True.
As immigrant women, I think it's just expected from us to just give and to give.
Right.
And to be so accomplished, right? Like you have to be a domestic goddess. You must prepare every meal. You can't have any dirt in any corner of the house, but then also you have to contribute to your household financially. Like there's a lot of pressure on us to excel in so many ways.
Yeah.
But again, like this individualism has also taught me that I can say no. Like I actually also have needs. So I'm trying to marry both of my cultures to be like a well-rounded person that is helpful, that is available, but also learns, like knows how to say no when it's time. Yeah.
Isn't culture powerful? Like we can bring those values into our everyday lives, into our careers, right? So that's amazing. And I know immigrants, we give so much to our clients. Not that others don't. Like the selflessness part, right? We find, that's one thing that we were, talking about this the other time. Every case manager, every nurse gives so much already, right? And everyone's so different at the same time. And you look at the other nurse, you're like, why is she doing that? Or why is he doing that? And then you find yourself doing things, you're like, oh, I didn't think I can do this. So we're bringing those values forward, which is quite amazing. Culture is something. So let's bring those. There is the negative about every culture, which we won't go into here. But we know our immigrant culture have so many values and will contributing so much to this Canadian society, especially in healthcare, because we are in healthcare.
But we're so lucky. Like we have two cultures now, and I feel like I'm in a position where I can pick all the nice things in my culture. I can take them with me. I can like teach my son about them. And anything that I feel like maybe infringes on the rights of others, for example, women or like vulnerable populations, then I don't have to bring those forward. Because we're so lucky we've come here and we have that freedom, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So how do you see culture evolving over, because you've been in Edmonton quite a while, right? From then, you moved here, 12, you said?
When I was 12.
12, that was a long time. So how do you see culture evolving over the years? Because Edmonton is so diverse now, and it's beautiful, right? Like you get to taste and enjoy different cultures. So what has been that, how has it evolved for you from then to now overall?
Oh yeah, lots of changes. With the political climate right now, there is a lot of like blatant racism, and there's a lot of people that are vocal on social media about immigration and all of those things, which is a little bit off-putting, because when you live in Edmonton, I think it's like actually a very positive community. It's quite welcoming. I can say like most of my experiences have been positive. When we moved here, there weren't a lot of Indian people, and now there's like restaurants everywhere. There's temples, and there's Sunday school. There's so many things that maybe people that immigrated before us didn't have. And then I also find that, I don't know, it's super weird, but like people that have immigrated before you always have this like air of superiority. I don't know if you've noticed, and they're like, oh my gosh, like I came here so long ago, like I'm better than you. And it's like, of course, you have more resources than me. You have more time. You've had more time here. Of course you're better than me. You should be better than me.
That's how that's how it's supposed to be.
That's how the trajectory goes, right? You came here when there was more opportunity, or you had a longer time to excel the things that you're doing. So of course, that's good for you. I'm happy for you. And now I would say the same to like everybody else, like people that are coming after us, they're leaving their world behind them. It's going to take them some time to adjust and have the kind of success that they're hoping for. And it takes time.
There's so much pressure that society puts on us sometimes. Like it's like there's this timeline. You're supposed to get your house at this time. You're supposed to do this and do that. Well, everyone's got their own path, right? So just, of course, make sure that you are accessing the right type of resources, and just take your time.
You're gonna take
Connect
your time.
with people that have lived, here longer. Like you said, they know more. I'm hoping.
Like lean on your community. There are so many like giving. I've met so many people that are so generous with their love and their home and everything. And I that's changed my life, I find, because now it makes me want to be more generous.
Right.
And I appreciate that. And there are so many good people here. And I feel like everybody, like people from all different cultures, because now we go into so many different homes.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And people are wonderful. They're so warm. And like, we're all, there's a poem by like, his name's Louis Alberto.
Okay.
And he talks about how, I listened to one of his podcasts, and he talks about how we all belong to each other and with each other. But we've come far away from that because, again, like resources sometimes seem like they're limited, and we want to excel and we want to do something and make something of ourselves.
Yeah.
But he talks about how we do miss each other. Like we are lonely, we are isolated here. And I'm sure there's a lot of people, like, again, we go into people's homes where I'm like, you have no one to talk to even. Like you'll go through your entire day and you won't have one conversation other than your conversation with me.
Right.
So I think that like sometimes we forget that we all do, belong together, and there is an us, there's a collective us, not just me. Yeah.
So we're grateful to have that community of people.
Yeah.
Like you said, you might go to clients. That might be the only visit they had that day. So that's another piece that's really great about home care.
Yes.
Right? They have, a couple visits a day. Our seniors, they have so much they want to share. That 5 minutes. So be intentional as a healthcare worker.
Yes.
Let that 5 minutes makes a difference in that individual's life.
Yes.
Just staying there. I know there's a lot of us out there.
And it's hard because sometimes you're like, we don't have, like the employer is not seeing that we don't have enough time for all of these things.
Yeah.
And it's not a perfect system.
Absolutely.
But like bringing your personhood and your personality to your profession, I do think it makes a difference. Maybe I'm delusional, but
no, it's supposed to be, right? I think, So go make a change.
Make a little difference.
That's right.
Today, yes.
All right. So we are in that era where a lot of people starting this podcast has really, it's like a mind opener for me. I'm seeing professionals, they have their day jobs and they are pursuing their passion.
Yeah.
And that is you. So like I introduced you, you are hair stylist and makeup artist. You're an RN as well. So when did this passion start? Tell us a little bit about your work and how you've, built your clientele, built your relationship, built your business over time to where it is now that you're doing RN part-time and then you're doing that your business part-time.
Yes, I'm really lucky that my business is not where I want to be. Of course, we always want to be better and better. That we just move the goalpost a little every time you accomplish something. But I think it's quite good. I've loved makeup for as long as I can remember, ever since I was young. Whoever's makeup I could get, any auntie's makeup, my mom's lipsticks I could get my hands on, I was putting it on me. So I think it's just a tool for empowerment, honestly. And again, like I started about 6-7 years ago, but I wouldn't say I was good. I think I got really busy about 2 years ago because I was in school, I was working full time, I was having a child, I was traveling. So all of those things. But now I think 2 years ago is when I started to see a change in repeat clients. And I'm really lucky. I have people that come to me over and over again.
Yeah.
I do weddings, I do grad, I do special occasions. I have clients from all different backgrounds. And I'm really lucky that I get to work with primarily women. How cool is that? Yeah. Always
all
surrounded
the juicy
by
gossips.
beauty. Yes. And they're just,
empowering.
Women are just cool.
Yeah.
We're the better gender.
Yeah. You didn't hear that?
Yeah. So it's been great. Again, like I have lots of goals with my business.
Okay.
But I'm really lucky that I don't have to do nursing full time anymore, and it does help me financially. And as a person to grow, it's good to be multifaceted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was that change? Because you said it was only 2 years ago that you saw that like your business kind of like
I think I started to take it more seriously.
Okay.
And I also went and got a lot more education because I think before I was just doing the cookie cutter stuff where I'm like, I was doing the same look on everyone. So I can step back. I don't know if maturity comes, like it comes with
Age, yeah, I
age
think
or,
so.
I don't know why. Somehow just my ego just has left me.
Yeah.
I don't know, ever since I turned 30, like all the people pleasing and the ego has left my brain.
Yeah.
And now I can just correct myself and I can like be like, oh no, this is not right. Like, what do you think? Can we make it better? Every client that leaves, I'm like, just let me know what I can do better next time. And all of those things, I think cumulatively, it's helped me become better. And again, like I'm not where I want to be. I for sure can finesse a lot of things.
But we always want to grow. So
yes. But I think it's like all things considered, it's going really well.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You know, that reminded me of nursing.
Yes.
It's
gosh, yeah.
Client-centered.
Yes.
So basically you are, working with your clients.
Yeah. Like
to come up with a goal, like a shared goal, right? It's not all about what Navreet want to see. But it's, some people like full glam. I'm simple. I can go natural.
You are so
right?
stunning. You do not need anything. Yes. No, I agree. Yeah. I think that's a shift in perspective as well.
Yeah.
Again, like it's about like growing up and like not having any ego. I just go to work, I show up respectfully, and I just ask them what they're wanting to accomplish. And I'm honest about what makeup can do. Like really, there's a lot of things makeup can
what can makeup do?
Makeup
for somebody naive like me when it comes to makeup.
Yeah, you know what? It's such a tool for self-empowerment. Like in my culture, it's like in certain parts of India still, and Punjab especially, it's still frowned upon for women to get ready. And like if they're not married, because it's considered that, like you're just dressing up for men or like you're wanting attention. And it's like, no, really, like we're just doing it for ourselves because it's so fun. It's like a self-expression. And if a little bit of makeup makes me feel better about myself and allows me to have a better day, then why not? It's about, I think, makeup cannot get rid of wrinkles or texture. That's normal. We're all unique and but it can enhance your natural, like it can tone down any redness or like dark circles, and it can enhance what you already have.
Right. Yeah. I like that. It can enhance what you already have.
Yeah. That's
because honestly, before I didn't really care, but I feel like I'm more sensitive now because I'm in front of a camera and I'm like, I need to get rid of that.
No, it's so fun. You should do it for fun. You have no flaws.
Oh,
but
thank
you. Just need to do it for fun.
Glad to know that from a makeup artist. So there's this force and the media, social media about outer beauty and all of that. Like, what is your perspective?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, I think everybody wants to sell us stuff and they want to tell us how imperfect we are and what things can be fixed. And now with like cosmetic surgeries and everything, but again, it's your body, it's your choice. I do believe in that. You can do whatever you want to. And if that's how you love yourself more. But I do think that there is one of my friends, she's actually getting her PhD in marketing. I think I was telling you, and she's on like the client side, and she's like, it's so insidious how marketing works and how they'll slowly convince you that like what you have right now is not good enough. But if you buy just this one thing, like you're going to be so much better. And then once you buy that thing, then there's something else that comes out. But like really, I think that we really are all beautiful. We don't all need to look a certain way to be loved. We should just love ourselves, and we should be loved for just the fact that we're human and we're worthy. I might, again, like my perspective on makeup has changed because I really do find I use it for empowerment and to feel a little bit better, but not to present myself in a way where I don't look like myself. And I try to take that with my clients too, where I'm like, I can't entirely change what you look like because you really truly are beautiful. I'm just doing a little bit of like art here, and that's it.
That's nice. Your word. You elevate yourself.
Yes. Just elevating
some of my
yourself.
photos, that I took back for, I think it was Christmas.
I remember you looked so good.
My birthday.
Just an elevated version of yourself. Yes.
So, and you have shared that it depends on what you do.
Yes.
Right? So if you meet the right makeup artist that knows how to like work their magic, then it looks better. Yeah. Right? So,
I think so.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks. I like that. It's quite empowering. Okay, so in one word, before we even get to that, what tips do you have for viewers in terms of like skincare? And that will be wink, wink for myself.
I think everybody should wear sunscreen. First of all, there's a lot of people that don't wear sunscreen, and it's not for aesthetics. It's for your health. There's a lot of research out there. You need sun protection. Please, everybody.
And even if you're dark skinned?
Yes, everybody needs. There's sun everywhere. It affects us all.
Yeah.
If I told you that you need to use one product and it's going to change your life, that would be a lie. I think taking care of your overall health, your skin is an organ. Like how you take care of yourself is reflected on there. And the best thing you can do is like hydrate, eat well, sleep well. But if you are doing all of those things, I think like a really good moisturizer, a little bit of skin tint, some mascara can really enhance like your day-to-day look, because it just evens out your complexion, opens up your eyes. It's nice. Yeah.
I'm taking. I'll watch this.
Just come to me.
Yeah.
Meet me in the office room.
For sure.
Supplies. Picking up supplies.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we'll do a girl thing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I hope I don't benefit more than my viewers, because it's such a blessing. Like every time I have somebody sitting in that chair, I'm being inspired. I'm learning a lot every week. So, and I'm sure our viewers are learning as well. They're growing with me. You might grow faster, you might grow slower, but overall, I'm sure we're getting the messages that are being shared here weekly or every 2 weeks.
No, you're wonderful.
Awesome.
You're such a good host.
Thank you.
I always feel like you're so warm and welcoming, and I can like talk. I'm never nervous. Anytime you approach, you're so wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
It's been good. It's been great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Seems like you wear so many hats, right? You're an RN, you're a mother, you're a wife, and you're an entrepreneur. How do you find time to juggle all of these different pieces of Navreet?
I don't. I am never doing it all. And anybody that says they're doing it all is lying, because there's only so many hours in the day. You know, the day that I'm like really excelling at my nursing job, I go home mentally depleted, and I feel like I'm not present for my son and my husband. Right. And the days that I want to spend time with my family, I feel like I'm not responding to the client inquiries that are coming in my inbox. So there's never a day where I feel like I'm doing it all. And I don't plan to. I think I just have to be realistic with my goals as well. Like, I think that you should have priorities for each day. And that's the only way I can function mentally. Yeah. Because every time I try to do it all, I feel like a failure. And I don't think that's fair for us to put that kind of pressure on ourselves. Yeah. So I'm learning and unlearning. It's really hard, because you do want to do it all. You want it. You want everything. But I feel like I have everything that matters to me. Like I have my health. I'm married to one of the most wonderful human beings ever. I have a healthy son. I have an amazing support system. So I do have it all in those terms, but I'm not doing it all. Right. Certainly not excelling in all roles. So, and I don't think you can.
I agree. Yeah. And thanks for the honesty. And that's a consolation, because knowing our background and knowing our community now, we have to work full-time or part-time, whatever. You cannot do it all. So give yourselves grace, right? Yeah. And just do the utmost best. Yeah. Right? If you're excelling at your family today, own it.
Great. Yeah.
Right? Enjoy that moment. Thank you. I really, I'm glad that you brought that up, because there's a lot of pressure of,
I struggle with it all the time. I'm saying this now, and then I'll go home and be like, oh my gosh.
See, maturity, right? Yeah. Comes with age.
Yes.
That's nice. So you'll be lying to yourself if you feel like you can do it all. You can't do it all. Yeah. And it's nice to know that I cannot do it all. Yes. So I try to excel at those areas one day at a time. So hope you get that message. In one word, how would you describe some of your life experiences and some of the things you've shared with us today?
I'd say prosperous, from where we started and how my childhood was. Right. And where I've come, I'm really happy. I feel like, I have a lot of things to be thankful for. And
Oh, prosperous. I like that. Okay. What advice do you have for specifically our immigrant women out there?
I would say listen to whatever music you want to listen to.
Okay.
Honestly, there was a time in my life when I was younger and I just wanted to fit in. I wanted to speak like the people from here, and I wanted to like eat the foods that everybody else was eating. But like if I'm being honest with myself, I don't care for all of these things. They don't speak to my soul.
Right.
My food speaks to my soul. My music speaks to my soul. And you know, you want to fit in when you're younger. And I've grown up and I'm like, you know what? I'm contributing to society. I'm like becoming, you know, I'm trying to be a good person.
Yeah.
And that's all I can do. But that expression, like self-expression, don't deny yourself of that just because you want to fit in.
Right.
It's really not worth it. So just listen to whatever music you want to listen to is my advice.
Do your thing. I mean, if you're in your 20s, I'm sorry. You have to go through that.
Yes. Yeah. Like in high school and stuff. Yeah.
And I'm guilty about the speaking part.
Yeah.
Like when you're at that age, you want to fit in, you try, you know, to sound like, but hey, it is what it is.
I have an accent, but like, so what?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've come a long way. Culture, Edmonton, you know, has evolved over time. So, and we are blessed to be in a society where we meet different people and we're open to trying new things. So if you are not accessing or, you know, enjoying other cultures, you are in a province that offers that. So make sure there's Taste of Edmonton in the summer. There's lots going on. Go knock on your neighbor's door. That's scary.
Yes.
But, you know, learn a little bit more about someone else's culture. And even within countries, we have different traditions as well, right? So culture is just so powerful. Thank you, Navreet. Oh my gosh. Thank you for being here today. I truly see how your culture shapes everything that you do, and you're pulling those values into your work, into your nursing and your, you know, business. And I'm quite impressed with that. So keep up the good work. Navreet takes care of all kinds of, you know, her portfolio, right?
Yes. All cultures are welcome, all backgrounds, skin tone, hair textures.
Awesome.
Come to me.
And share your social media.
So my Instagram is Yegadorn, Yegadorn. You can see all of my recent work there, and you can also access my website from there for inquiries.
Awesome.
And I'd love to work with you guys.
Check her out. All right, thank you. It's been such a great conversation. I'm so happy we finally got to do this.
I know. I'm gonna repeat that. You know what? I was saying to my husband, I'm like, I don't know why Annette's asked me to come on here. I'm such a regular person. And one of my friends was there and she's like, well, like that's what she's trying to do. You know, she's trying to highlight all of us regular people that are doing some special things, you know, and why not? Yeah.
Exactly. So as you know, you mentioned one of my outro, or I always say it's our lives, our story. It's like ordinary people. Yes. So you're ordinary in a sense, but you are creating an impact. And I see that in my husband and our antennas are like always going to see who's the next, because we want to bring the best. We want to bring people that are pouring their heart into their work and are truly making an impact. So thank you. Thank you for honoring my invitation. And to our guests, returning viewers, and new viewers, make sure to check out all of our other episodes. And we hope you continue to join us, you know, all through our segmented videos, all through our new episodes. These are life transforming stories. Like I already mentioned, my life is being transformed, so I'm sure yours is being transformed as well. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Continue to follow us on all of our social media platforms at Medan Productions on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. As I always say, it's our lives and our stories. Until we see you again, bye-bye. Say goodbye.
See you.